There is one date on the British calendar that quietly decides whether you keep your money or hand it straight to the taxman. April the 5th. And most Brits sleepwalk right past it. They scroll, they shop, they tell themselves they will sort it out someday. Then on April the 6th, when the new tax year begins, thousands of pounds in unused allowances simply vanish. Gone, not carried over, not refunded, just deleted from your life as if they never existed. HMRC does not send you a warning letter. They do not phone you. They simply let the clock run out. Because every allowance you fail to use is money that stays in their pocket instead of yours. So before you sleepwalk past another deadline, stay with me. By the end of this video, you will know the 5 moves that separate the people who lose thousands every single spring from the people who quietly build real wealth while everyone else is fast asleep. Here is the shift almost nobody talks about. When you live in survival mode, money is something that happens to you. The bills arrive, the tax is taken, and all you can do is react. You are always one step behind, always feeling like there is never quite enough. That is scarcity. But tax planning flips the entire relationship. The moment you start using your allowances on purpose, you stop being a passenger and you become the driver. You move out of survival mode and into wealth builder mode. That is the real difference between scarcity and freedom. Scarcity asks, how do I get through this month? Freedom asks, how do I make this year work for the next 20? And here is the strange and wonderful truth. The tools to make that shift are already sitting right there. Legal, free, waiting. You just have to claim them before April the 5th. Move 1. The ISA ceiling. Every single tax year, every UK adult is handed an ISA allowance of £20,000. Inside that wrapper, your money grows completely free of tax. No tax on the interest, no tax on the gains, no tax on the dividends, ever. But here is the rule that catches everyone out. It is, use it or lose it. That £20,000 limit does not roll into next year. If April the 5th passes, and you have only used £5,000 of it, the other £15,000 of tax-free space is gone forever, and you can never get it back. Now, you do have a choice of wrapper. A cash ISA is simple and safe, like a savings account the taxman cannot touch. A stocks and shares ISA puts your money into the market, where it has the chance to grow far faster over time, though the value can rise and fall along the way. For short-term safety, cash. For long-term wealth building, stocks and shares. Either way, the lesson is exactly the same. Claim your £20,000 of tax-free space before it quietly disappears. Move 2. The pension, and specifically the SIP. This one is the closest thing to free money the British system will ever offer you. Your annual pension allowance this year is £60,000, and every pound you put into a SIP comes with tax relief. The government literally tops it up for you. For a basic rate taxpayer, that is 20% handed straight back. For higher and additional rate earners, it climbs to 40% and even 45%. Now stop and think about what that actually means. You are taking money that was about to walk straight into the taxman's pocket, and you are redirecting it into your own future. That is the whole game in a single sentence. A pound of tax becomes a pound of your retirement. And if you have not used your full allowance over the past 3 years, carry forward lets you sweep up that unused space too, potentially sheltering far more than £60,000 in one single move. The taxman's pocket, or your future. With a SIP, you are the one who chooses. Move 3 is the one almost nobody sees coming, and it is brutal. It is called the 60% tax trap. If your income lands between £100,000 and £125,000 or £140, something strange and painful happens. For every £2 you earn over £100,000, you lose £1 of your personal allowance, that tax-free slice of £12,570 that everyone else simply keeps. As that allowance is stripped away pound by pound, your effective tax rate on that band of income rockets to a staggering 60%. You are working harder, earning more, and keeping almost half of nothing. But here is the escape hatch, the wealthy use. A pension contribution lowers the income HMRC actually counts. Pay enough into your SIP to bring your taxable income back under £100,000. And you do not just save tax, you claw your entire personal allowance back as well. In this exact band, a single contribution can hand you back the equivalent of 60 pence on every pound. There is no smarter pound you will ever invest in your life. Move 4. Capital gains and dividends. The 2 allowances that are quietly shrinking year after year while most people are not looking. In the 2024 to 2025 tax year, your capital gains tax-free allowance has been slashed all the way down to just £3,000. Not long ago, it was several times that. And your dividend allowance? Cut down to a mere £500. The taxman has been tightening the net, slowly and quietly, year by year. So if you hold any investments outside an ISA, this is the moment to act. Use your £3,000 capital gains allowance before April the 5th, because it does not carry forward either. Take some profit, reset your gains, and seriously consider moving those holdings inside an ISA wrapper. A move so common, it even has a nickname: bed and ISA. Every single pound of allowance you waste here is a pound the taxman is absolutely delighted to keep. Move 5. Two of the most overlooked wins in the entire system, and most people never claim either of them. First, the marriage allowance. If one partner earns below the personal allowance and the other is a basic rate taxpayer, the lower earner can transfer £1,260 of their allowance across to the other. The result is up to £252 back in your household every single year, and you can even backdate the claim. That is free money, sitting completely unclaimed by millions of couples right now. Second, gifting. Each tax year you can give away £3,000 completely free of inheritance tax under your annual gift allowance. Use it, and that money leaves your estate cleanly and safely. Miss April the 5th, and this year's £3,000 allowance is gone for good. Small moves, real money, repeated every single year. So those are the 5 moves. But here is the real secret, the one the wealthy understand and almost everyone else misses entirely. This is not a one-off scramble in April. The true win is the habit. While the rest of the country panics in the final week of the tax year, the smart money has already moved. They started back in June. They used their allowances early, calmly, every single year, and then they simply let compounding do the heavy lifting, decade after decade after decade. 1 year of this is a nice little win, but 20 years of this builds something else entirely. A safe with no chains, real security, real freedom. The kind that does not depend on anyone else's permission. So do not wait for next April the 5th to creep up on you. Start the habit this June, because the people who truly win with money are not the ones who earn the most. They are the ones who quietly refuse to leave it on the table. Claim what is already yours. Train the habit, and build the kind of freedom the taxman can never, ever touch. Like this video and hit subscribe if you learned something. See you in the next video.